Alright, part number 10, I think. Lost count. I'm just doing these all in a row and get them all done. Right, it's not really that difficult in terms of process. Right, now we have Florida. Trump is leading the aggregate by 7.5, which is funny because Biden's support in the state of Florida is accurately measured. I think that's funny. Alright, so first off, Donald Trump won the state by 3.5. Last go around. And that's funny because the aggregate had Biden winning. Maybe we can go down. Real clear, Biden plus 1, 538, Biden plus 3, 270, Biden plus 3, and then Trump wins by 2. I think that's funny. So what we see in the polling in Florida, it definitely overestimates Democrats. Access to third parties. I'm just going to do this really quick. State of Florida, it's one of the later ones, I believe. Where it is. Final. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it's July 15th. You need 145,000 signatures in order to get on the ballot as an independent. However, with a political party, as you can see, it's a lot easier. When it comes to the next cycle around, I don't really remember who has access to it. Kennedy as part of the Reform Party. That's right. So, Reform Party technically still exists in the state of Florida. He gets that ballot access. As is, I believe the Libertarians are on the ballot. I believe the Greens are on the ballot. So there you go. Any important thing to say for the rest? Not really. Trump is leading handily. With third parties in the mix, Trump is winning like a safe margin. And definitely Kennedy is affecting Biden more. So we can already say that. Alright, let's go to Florida down in the shuffler. 3.4 according to the model here. Let's go with the turnout. So take everything, increase the turnout by 18 percentage points. So Joe Biden needs to find 440,000 votes in order to swing the state of Florida in his direction. So how are we going to do that? Let's take each geographical region into account. Let's start with one of the important ones. For Biden at least. The Miami metropolitan area. So that's Miami-Dade, that's Broward, that's Palm Beach. He won by 500,000 votes. But he needs to win this region by 1,000,000 votes in order to get there. So that's not going to happen. Donald Trump is not going to get below 40 points in those particular counties. So where are you going to find those votes? Well, for an example, the entire northern part of the state, so that's all the way up here, so that's the line, and that includes the panhandle. This is defined as northern Florida. As you can see, there's quite a few counties to count, but I believe it's going to be a Trump plus 20 region. No, Trump plus 18. Now, there's 470,000 votes here. That's basically Trump's margin of victory. If you can call this in half, let's say Trump plus 200,000 votes. So shift this 5 points to the left. Let's do another 2. No, I should do this then. Trump plus 10. Let's do that. You still need 250,000 votes. So let's go to the next region. Central Florida. Now, Central Florida ends where Hillsborough ends. Very easy, right? So Marion is not a part of it. That's part of Northern Florida. So this is Central Florida, which goes from Tampa Bay all the way up to the Space Coast. There you go. 150,000 votes. Basically, what you need to do as a Democrat, you need to get this district to be even. Which, in turns, you flip Seminole, you flip Pinellas back, but you're still 100,000 votes short. I'm going to do this real quick. Sorry, Biden won those two counties. You already won Pinellas. Thing about Florida. We're doing this really quickly. 11 million votes cast in total. Miami-Dade, 1.1 million, so that's 10% of the voting population. Broward is almost a million. Palm Beach is 750,000. Hillsborough is 700,000. Orange County, 650. Pinellas, 560,000. Duval, 500,000. So basically, you have those counties added together. That is 2, 3.5, 6.1, 6.7, 7.2 million votes. Those counties together, that's 7 million votes. That's more than half the population. That's where you need to get your victory from. So we reset the state. Turnout, I believe it was 10%. 18%. 18%. There you go. So let's take those counties into account. So we have Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Hillsborough, Orange, Pinellas, and Duval. That is 600,000 votes for Joe Biden. 800,000 net gain. That needs to be over 1.3 million in order for Biden to win the state. Which means those districts he has to switch, I think, about 8 points to the left. And then you win the state narrowly. Everything else in the state stays the same. Now, funny thing about this is, the entire state trended towards the left, with the exception of Miami-Dade. And Miami-Dade swung in ridiculous margins to the right. And we're talking about a 20-point swing to the right. So how about we do the same, right? Reset the state. Increase the turnout by 19 points. 18, 19, who cares? Take everything without Miami-Dade, and that shifts 5 points to the Democrats, which means you win the state at large by 1 point. However, Miami-Dade swings to the Republican side by 10 points, to where Donald Trump wins the county. And there you go, you still win the state. Albeit 5,000 votes. That's the important part. In the state of Florida, in order to win, you need essentially the entire state to vote in favor of Joe Biden. And I don't think that's going to happen because the Hispanic population is turning away from Joe. Hence, why? Let's do this one last time. 18 points. What the actual map is going to be is very simple. I think we're going to do this again, multi-select. We're doing hello. We're taking the central part, so that's not Marion. Right here, this is Central Florida. This is going to be, I believe, a Trump plus 8 region in the central. So now we have this. I believe that the north is going to go towards Trump, obviously. But instead of a plus 17 or 18, I think it was. I think this particular region plus 18, I think it's going to go 25 points towards Trump, which gives him a 7-point victory. And then South Florida, which is here, Indian River is included. This particular region that went for Biden by 3 points, I think this is going to be even. maybe a slight victory for Biden. So Trump plus 8 across the entirety of the state in total. That's what I think the election is going to look like in the state of Florida. So he wins the North. He wins the Central by about, 5 points, 10 points, something like that. And the South is even. So basically, Northern Florida looks like Alabama. Central Florida looks like a North Carolina. And then South Florida looks like a Michigan. That's kind of how you have to reference this. That's what Florida is. And the funny part about Florida, it's 2 different states. There's a reason why the saying is Florida, the further north you go, the further south you get. That's because that's how Florida is. I kind of wish that the Confederate plan to split up Florida would go through, because in that particular case you would have the Panhandle being a separate state. You would have Miami, like the Everglades would be a separate state, and they have Central Florida, which would be another state. That's what the Confederates wanted to do. Basically create as many states as they wanted, along with natural borders. So you kind of have more states to prevent constitutional changes. That was what the Confederate plan was. There we go. End of Florida. I don't think we have much to discuss, because this is simply going to be a state that goes to Donald Trump regardless of how the cookie crumbles. This is not the swing state that you're looking for. Thank you kindly for watching. See you next time around. Next one is going to be Ohio. Maybe I'll do Iowa as well, but that's a different one. Thank you kindly for watching. See you next time. Cheers.